along the house! All along the house!
Tragically, 3 people have been killed in southern New Mexico after a sudden and intense deluge of heavy rains fell on ground scorched by recent wildfires, triggering devastating flash floods on Tuesday. The state's governor has swiftly declared a state of emergency for the affected area. Lynn Crawford, the mayor of Ruidoso, New Mexico, confirmed in a statement that a middle-aged man and 2 young children, aged 7 and 4, lost their lives after being tragically swept away by the powerful floodwaters. Emergency crews have been working tirelessly, continuing search and rescue operations overnight, saving dozens of people who were trapped in their homes or caught in the fast-moving torrents. New Mexico Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has urgently requested that the federal government deploy response teams and provide critical resources to aid with the extensive repairs and recovery efforts. In a statement released late Tuesday night, she emphasized, "New Mexico is mobilizing every resource we have, but Ruidoso needs federal support to recover from this disaster. We've watched Texas receive the federal resources they desperately needed, and Ruidoso deserves that same urgent response." This highlights the critical need for immediate federal assistance to manage the scale of this disaster. The National Weather Service had previously issued a flash flood emergency for the area around Ruidoso, a popular mountain village located about 130 miles southeast of Albuquerque. This area was tragically scarred by the South Fork wildfires in June of last year, making it acutely vulnerable to rapid runoff and debris flows. The National Weather Service amplified its warning on social media, stating with urgent capital letters, "A dangerous situation is unfolding in Ruidoso. A flash flood emergency remains in effect. Seek higher ground now." The full extent of the damage is still being assessed, according to Carrie Gladden, a spokeswoman for Ruidoso. However, she confirmed that among the hardest hit areas is a 10-mile stretch along the Rio Ruidoso, extending into Ruidoso Downs and Glencoe, where the river's fury was most pronounced. Jennifer Shoemake, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Albuquerque, reported that more than 2.5 inches of rain had fallen in the area that the South Fork fire had ripped through last year. Preliminary data from a flood sensor operated by the United States Geological Survey painted a dramatic picture. At one point, the Rio Ruidoso rose from about 18 inches at 3 o'clock local time to more than 20 feet in less than an hour. While it began dropping again soon after, this rapid increase underscores the extreme flash flood nature of the event.
This is below the fire station in Upper Canyon.
Michael Scales, a spokesman for the Lincoln County Office of Emergency Services, confirmed multiple water rescues were underway on Tuesday, emphasizing the gravity of the situation with the declaration, "It's all hands on deck." Ruidoso's tourism office, in a social media post, acknowledged the immediate cause, stating that Our community is currently experiencing seasonal monsoon rains that have led to flash flooding in some areas. The recent South Fork and Salt fires of summer 2024 scorched more than 15,000 acres, tragically destroying 1,400 structures and leaving the landscape stripped of vital vegetation. This severe denudation made the terrain highly susceptible to erosion and rapid flash flooding, as there were no longer trees and plants to absorb the rainfall and stabilize the soil. The South Fork fire, which began on June 17, 2024, and razed 17,066 acres, was determined by officials to have been caused by lightning. This devastating flood event follows closely on the heels of deadly flash floods in Texas, which tragically killed at least 111 people and left more than 170 still missing as of Wednesday morning, highlighting a regional pattern of extreme weather. New Mexico's Democratic Governor Michelle Lujan Grisham has indeed declared a state of emergency in the area and reiterated her urgent request for federal assistance. As she stated on social media, New Mexico is mobilizing every resource we have, but Ruidoso needs federal support to recover from this disaster. We've watched Texas receive the federal resources they desperately needed, and Ruidoso deserves that same urgent response, advocating strongly for her state. Caitlin Carpenter, a Ruidoso resident whose art studio was tragically destroyed in flooding last year, recounted her harrowing experience to the Associated Press. She had been riding her motorcycle through town on Tuesday afternoon when the storm rapidly intensified. Seeking urgent shelter, she joined dozens of others at the Riverside Downshift Brewing Company. It was there that she began filming debris surging down the Rio Ruidoso when she spotted a house floating by that she immediately recognized as belonging to the family of one of her closest friends. Carpenter vividly shared her emotional reaction. "I've been in that house and have memories in that house, so seeing it come down the river was just pretty heartbreaking. I just couldn't believe it." She later confirmed that, thankfully, her friend's family was not in the house at the time and is safe, offering a small glimmer of relief amidst the devastation. Ruidoso Mayor Lindy Crawford expressed profound condolences in a formal statement, writing, "The entire village of Ruidoso extends our deepest sympathy and compassion to these grieving families during this unimaginably difficult time. Local authorities, including the Ruidoso Police Department and the New Mexico Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, continue to provide updates and coordinate the ongoing response efforts. Hourly rainfall rates have intensified in nearly 90% of large United States cities since 1970, a recent study found. This is just one of the myriad of dangerous weather events happening more frequently in a world warming due to fossil fuel pollution, illustrating the broader context of Ruidoso's tragic flooding." Officials in Ruidoso had urged residents on Tuesday to move to higher ground, as the Rio Ruidoso surged drastically from under 2 feet to over 20 feet in less than an hour. The National Weather Service issued flood warnings for the area on Tuesday, as slow-moving thunderstorms brought torrential rain to the South Fork burn scar, an area made extremely vulnerable by devastating wildfires last year. The victims were swept away by what authorities described as record-breaking floodwater in the village of Ruidoso, a popular summer retreat nestled in the Sierra Blanca mountain range. The Rio Ruidoso, a mountain river in Lincoln County with headwaters near the Sierra Blanca Peak, swelled to an unprecedented preliminary reading of 20.24 feet. If validated, this would shatter the old record of 15.86 feet set in July of 2024, marking a truly historic flood level. Emergency crews carried out at least 85 swift water rescues in the Ruidoso area, including complex operations to save people who were trapped in their homes and cars. According to Danielle Silva of the New Mexico Department of Homeland Security and Emergency Management, as reported by the Associated Press, heartbreaking videos shared on social media captured the sheer force of the floodwaters, showing an entire house being swept away by the powerful river currents, and raw footage of the river uplifting large trees and leaving countless cars and motorcycles completely covered in thick mud, illustrating the scale of destruction.
Damn. Look at that, dude. Damn, you look down through there and shit can't see nothing but water. Oh yeah, it's plumb up over Whole Road, Whole Road's right there. That is absolutely bonkers.
Thank you for watching. See you in the next video.